During the pandemic, private long-term care homes in Ontario did such a bad job that the military had to be called in, and military members had PTSD from seeing the poor conditions of the dead elderly people in our homes. So Doug Ford has decided to do something about this, and he is coming down hard on these companies, slapping them with fines and withholding government funds to make sure that they do better. You've been on my page before, you know that's a freaking lie. Ontario is giving millions of dollars to long-term care homes, private ones, who had poor records and had hundreds of people die in their care. And these homes that are expanding are run by operators with repeat violations and poor outcomes throughout the pandemic. When the government introduced their new Fixing Long-Term Care Act, they were like, yeah, we're going to come down with multi-million dollars in fines to make sure that this never happens again. The largest fine seen in Ontario since then was for about $16,000 for infectious prevention and control failures, medication errors, poor skin and wound care, and staff-to-resident abuse. $16,000. And legally, under Doug Ford's own law, they could be fined with millions. Instead, Doug Ford gives them millions. Because time and time again, Doug Ford takes millions of our hard-earned tax dollars that we work for and that we pay for, and he gives them to private corporations to profit off of us. This is not how government is supposed to work. This is not how capitalism is supposed to work. But yet here we are in Doug Ford's Ontario, throwing all of our hard-earned tax dollars at people who could not care if your grandmother lives or dies. They would leave her to die in her own filth during a pandemic. And yet they are rewarded with millions of dollars. Thanks, Doug.